we've engineered more progression. It's better pedaling, lighter, faster. Well, let's find out. Man, oh God. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I got an exciting video for you today. The new Stumpjumper's out. Wait a minute. There's no pivot. No FSR? So here it is, a 2021 Stumpjumper. It looks like the one I have is a 29er. It's just been released, so I don't even have any spec on the bike. All I know is a size S3. Okay, that's a lie. I found the manual tucked away inside the bike, actually in the down tube, and the manual had the geo charts. So when I wrote it, I didn't know any of really the specs or the geo of the Stumpjumper, but here it is. So I found it interesting that like the head tube angle and the seat tube angle is pretty close. I thought it was like 75 or 76 degrees, and the head tube angle is probably around 66, 65. So little updates. Well done, Specialized. I think it feels good on the trail. Let's continue with the video. It's a size S3. It's got 130 millimeters of travel. It's got a flip chip for a high-low position. And I don't even know the travel of the fork yet. But I measured it, and it's looking like a 144. Really early to get to my local shop, Bike Barn. So thank you, Bike Barn Racing, for letting me take out this brand new unridden Stumpjumper. And also thank you to Specialized for giving me the opportunity to ride this bike. But let's get into the nitty gritty of the bike. So first thing, let's talk about the frame. It is full carbon fiber. I don't even know the model of this one, but it's looking like a expert with the spec, if you're going to how Specialized specs their bikes. It's a size S3, so Specialized is no longer doing a small, medium, large like they traditionally do. I heard they're gonna have an S1 all the way to a S6, and this is S3, which is I think like a medium, large, like in between a medium and large, which is really perfect for me at 5'10", and I'm always struggling to find a bike that fits me because I'm always too small for a large or too big for a medium. But just riding this in the front yard or the parking lot test, it feels pretty bang on. But a really nice paint job. The front triangle looks pretty similar to the older previous generation Stumpjumper, but looks like they kind of smoothed out some of the lines on the top tube, and also the seat tube angle looks a little bit steeper. I don't know the degrees on it, but I'm gonna go with it's gonna be about 75 and a half. It kind of looks similar to my older Stumpjumper Evo, the older model one. Also the back rear triangle, no more FSR. It is gone. Usually there's a pivot here, and that creates, you know, a lot of pedal bob, but a ton of traction over rough terrain. So I'm curious to see how this one works on the new Stumpjumper. I've ridden the same design with a flex stay like this on my Epic Evo, and it performs pretty well. It gets hung up on the more square edge hits, but we'll see how it performs with a 130 millimeter travel bike. It's got the SWAT, which is pretty much the same design as the previous generations, but it has a different bag with a tube in it. So before it had like a little pouch. Let's get it out, come on. It's gonna be hard to put it back in maybe. Oh, yeah, so it's a little bag. It's got a tube in it, put your tools in it. So about the same diameter as the older one, but it's lined with something in here, so it looks like something else could go in here. And I've heard that you could put 22-ounce bladder offered by Specialized to carry additional water. But let's briefly go over the spec. It's got a Fox 34 Performance, the lead it looks like. It's got the Grip 2 damper on there and the new decals, which match the frame. And for the rear shock, got the Fox Float DPS. It's got the Trail Tune on it, Revolve branded wheels. Like this is like their $600 wheel set. Pretty good. It looks like it's got the 30 millimeter inner width, Revolve hubs, and then it's got the Revolve branded hub. I don't know what kinds of how many points of engagement, but it seems okay. Maybe like 36 points or something like that. It's got the Butcher Grid front tire and the new Purgatory Grid back tire. It's a little bit
It's designed a little bit faster rolling. I actually reviewed this tire, and I like it, dig it. Definitely faster rolling than the old Purgatory. It's specialized branded stem and bars. Looks like it's big wide bars, 800 mil, and a DD grips. I like these grips. They came on my Evo. Just getting the bike dialed in, and I noticed for the dropper, it looks like you could run a really long dropper compared to the previous generations. So this is a 150 dropper. I'm 5'10" on this S3, and look how much seat post is showing. I could probably fit a 200 in there, I bet. Let's get to the trail. I'm really curious to see how this new back end rear triangle works with a flex stay. And it's actually nice not knowing what the exact geo number and travel numbers are. Let's take it to the trail. On board the 2021 Specialized Stumpjumper. We're looking at a couple geometry tweaks. A little slacker head tube, around 66 or 65 degrees. And the seat tube angle, definitely just by pedaling it, feels steeper. I say it's going to be between 75 and 76, probably on the 76 side degrees. So it puts you in a nice, comfortable pedaling position. And the size S3 seems like it's closer to a modern medium-sized bike. So Specialized has gone away with, the small, medium, large. I'm going with the S sizes, which means you can buy a bike on the reach measurements, not really the standover, which is pretty cool. And on this S3, I have a ton of seat posts showing. So it looks like I probably fit a 200 in there easily. And I am 5'10", 170 pounds, and this S3 is pretty dang comfortable. Reach is probably in the 450, 460 mark, but it's kind of nice not knowing the exact numbers and just go off feel. Thing is scooting uphill right off the bat. Definitely an improvement from the previous generation pedaling platform. I had to keep looking down and checking to see if the shock is wide open. Feels like a lot of support in the mid stroke. Looks like they've engineered some anti-squat or increased the anti-squat. Because let me just get out of the saddle here. Here's a little flat part of the climb. Yeah, it doesn't drop into the travel like the old Stumpjumper did. I'm curious to see how this new flex stay works with the 130 bike. Works pretty dang good for the 110 bike, the Epic Evo I have. But that's, the XC bike, so typically you're not going to be hitting super technical terrain on it. Yeah, this is really good. Pedal bob is pretty much the same as the Epic Evo. Minimal. Still giving me a little traction. So just out of curiosity, I flipped the shock into the lockout. Full lockout. It's firm. Too firm. So under these loose rocks like this, you can feel it just kind of fighting for traction. Reach down, put it in the trail. Yeah. Still pretty firm. This feels like the old lockout on the old Stumpjumpers. And fully open. Oh yeah. I probably wouldn't take it out of full open. Feels pretty good. Here's a little chunkier and steeper section of the climb, and so she gets through. I'm keeping the shock open. Yep. Fighting for traction. Super sandy here. Pretty good. And the purpose of taking stupid lines, see how this thing hooks up. And the suspension is definitely not as active as old FSR. And that's what I found out on my Epic Evo too. It gets through the chunk, but you really got to maneuver the bike in a way that, will give you, here you go, optimum traction. All right, we just made it to the top, and we got to start the descent with my nice flowy section here. The good part. Bottom bracket feels really low, so you shoot the corner pretty dang good. This is a nice, tight, twisty part of trail. Very sandy, so I'm fighting for traction. Oh yeah, so it pops off this over the jump. Man, wow, a lot of pop. Wow, holy crap. Feels good on those little roots. A whole lot of pop. I was going way too slow to clear that little double back then. Got me over it. Man. Oh yeah. There's a couple tweaks and bike is transformed to something different. Oh, it falls in the air. Look at the leaves on the ground. Super cool looking. Yeah. Oh, she feels quick. Specialized tires rolling pretty fast. That new Purgatory's a pretty fast rolling tire. Oh yeah. Fox 34 feeling really good. The Grip 2 damper. You know, that bike's really easy to jump. Man, whole lot of pop. Oh God, I'm overshooting everything. Yo, this thing is unreal. Oh yeah, loving those turns. Man, oh! All right, nice high speed section here. And I measured the chainstay too. And the one on my Epic Evo size large is longer, 438. I think this is probably like 432-ish. Yo! All right, Specialized tires hooking up pretty good. Little off-camera section. There's a little jump. Let's see how much pop this thing gets. Oh yeah, right up that hill. She's got some good pop. Oh, fresh tires. Just sticking to the ground, shooting up all this crap in my face. Yeah. Here's a little huck to flat, 3 foot. Pretty good. Fork kind of bottomed there a little bit. That could be easily fixed. Drop, oversend it. Yeah, pretty good there. No bottom out. High speed, small chatter. Grip 2's feeling good on the fork though. Woo! Right, more descending. This one's got a little bit more chatter on the trail lower down here. Man, this thing's lively. Yikes. All right. Oh God. Oh yeah, hold on to the line. Overshot the heck out of that one. And it held on. Man, I was fighting for traction in the turn after. Ooh, yeah, a lot of pop. All right, here's a little chatter section. I know it's not gonna come across on the GoPro, but it's like these little mini whoops. You can hear the suspension. Yo. Yeah. Oh yeah. Overshot that too. Woo. What the heck? Specialized has designed a 29er 5010. This thing feels so similar to it, just with bigger wheels. A lot of pop. Wow. I mean, I was going slow over those jumps and I just boosted right over them. Oh, scared me for a little bit. I got way long in that first one. Almost went in the trees. Yay! All right, final thoughts on the new Stumpjumper. Well, first thing, it feels like a 5010 29er. Really playful, a lot of pop. Easy to jump, easy to over jump. And it's just a good do-it-all trail bike. This is squarely hitting at the biggest part of the mountain bike market. Is a one bike that you can ride on your local trails, even XC trails, a little more aggressive enduro trails. I wouldn't even hesitate to bring this to the bike park. You know, you're obviously not going to be flying, but he'll handle it just fine. So let's talk about that new rear end real quick. It feels, like I said, plenty efficient. There's a lot of support in the mid-stroke. You can tell they really did build in more anti-squat into the bike. Still feels pretty plush. Probably got hung up a little bit on some rocks. Nothing too drastic. If you're the old Stumpjumper, I'll take that sacrifice to have a more efficient bike. I have not moved the switch out of the full open on the shock. I mean, I did it just to test it for a second. And one thing I did notice with the rear end though is under hard braking, and if there's any kind of trail chatter, it does lose traction. So the braking forces with this flex stay, I don't think they isolate it at all. Kind of you start skidding around a little bit. So you just have to plan for that. Maybe brake a little bit earlier, go into corners, even rough terrain.
Well, the Stumpjumper definitely lives up to its name. Thing is super easy to get in the air. Watch out 5010. It's a new jib bike in town. But guys, if you enjoyed this review, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more mountain bike content. And have a good day. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.